Part 2. Alright. This also led to white people having self-defined with their white identity over anything else, quickly followed by the religion they followed, equaled the belief that they were somehow superior to others, which was just racism. And since they held conflicting views and had managed to keep themselves in power for long enough to villainize other groups of people who did not fit into their mold or agree with it, and when Hitler was reigned, it led to the deaths of 70 to 80 million people. The 1920s and 30s were also a time of global strife between the different global powers who were fighting to have control over their citizens and their loyalty. Italy and Germany took a fascist route. Italy, however, focused more on rebuilding a Roman Empire side of fascism. Mussolini, a proud nationalist, after abandoning his more socialist views, wanted to expand and gain more power and wealth. Okay. Russia, under the Soviet Union, had tried to take the communist route, but fell under a totalitarian dictatorship under the rule of Stalin. It ostracized them from the other capitalist countries because they saw communism as a threat to their power, wealth, and their own faulty systems, and ended up causing more tensions between the various countries worldwide. This would lead to the demonization of socialism as a general topic and as a form of thought that can still be reflected in modern-day politics, as well as during the Cold War and at the end of World War II. Fascism is defined as the organization of the folk or nation where one's identity is based on ethnicity, nationality, religion, or race. Typically, fascism is accompanied by a charismatic leader, but many fascist groups are just a collective of people or have a decentralized leadership. Whether it is a movement or they have gained control of the state, they demand complete dedication, obedience, allegiance from all of its people. It believes their people's inherent superiority over others will lead a rejuvenation of a mythological past based on the idea of past grandeur, where they are continuously in power without consequences for the actions that they commit on others, living in a fantasy land where the harm done is under its name, living in a fantasy land while the harm done under its name is very real. Fascism also promotes the idea that people who are different from you are enemies and somehow dangerous because they are other due to their differences, which is 99% of the time harming no one, their differences, right? And it's led to the violent oppression and elimination of minority groups, such as Jewish people, black people, foreigners, disabled people, queer people, and many other groups. Trans people, many. This was also an example in Nazi Germany, which forced everyone's identities and activities under the eyes and control of the state, leading to the death of thousands and caused other political views to be suppressed while their government's army forcibly tried to wield control over all things socially, politically, medically, and financially. The Soviet Union started under a communist belief system where they organized a dictatorship of the proletariat. Or to put it simply, the communist aims to create a classless society where one's economic, social, and political life was unified with each other according to their needs. Nazi Germany joined the capitalists like the US. The Soviet Union's communists did not. Instead, they believed in forming a new society where the state would fade away when it was no longer needed. But where the Soviet Union failed is that they got the military involved, and then when you have that, you have the power dynamic, and that's always going to get fucked because people get power hungry and gross, especially in military. Okay. Another important thing is, unlike fascism, communism suppresses religion as a competitor for power. They had their own problems without using religion, though, as it also became a police state and then a dictatorship. Right? Military and cops. Causing problems everywhere. But that's also because police are rooted in slavery, especially in the U.S. The thing that they did gain, though, however, in the SU was access to education and medical care, and also had mostly united in a goal of uniting. And had mostly united in the goal of uniting the world's working class to overthrow all its rulers, including their capitalist ones, with hopes that it will inspire worldwide revolutions and for those to do the same. Yeah, the source for this is just Wikipedia. Fall of the fascist regime in Italy. I think that's all I put for this one. That's weird because because I also use my study guide, which actually I might read my study guide to you guys after this. So I'm gonna do that. All right.